Hello and welcome to Tales from a Nerd podcast. I'm your host, a random nerd, or Kevin. This is the weekly podcast where I talk about comics, TV shows, and movies that are going to be released today, and comics that are being released on Wednesday, June 12th, and also movie news and TV news that has been going on around the whole week. Now, this week in comics is a little bit heavy, and also movie and TV show news is crazy. But let's start with it. And this set for episode 9. This is episode 9. So far, I've been liking filming this. I've done intro. I've done my own thumbnail as well. So hopefully, as I'm going along, this is getting a little bit better. This set will be here for this episode and next episode. Episode 11 will have a new area where I'm going to film. Hopefully, this area is a little bit different. It will be different because it has a different style. Now, in the comments, let me know which set do you like the best. Did you like the photos? Did you like this one? Or the new set you will see pretty soon. That'll be the set for the next 5 episodes. But let's get on to the comic book news. That will be the comic books that will be released on Wednesday, June 12th. Now we're going to go to the Amazing Spider-Man number 23, written by Nick Spencer, art by Ryan Ottley. Ryan Ottley is returning to doing his art for Spider-Man because he took time off, and Humberto Ramos took over to do the Hunted storyline. I'm guessing Ottley didn't have enough time to do that, but it's going to be a pass for him because he's a really good artist. He did Invincible with Robert Kirkman for years, so his art is phenomenal. But this is not a good jumping on point for Spider-Man. This is basically a epilogue to the Hunted storyline. Basically, Peter's life will be questioned, and what will Spider-Man do after surviving the hunt? Now, the hunt was an amazing storyline which Nick Spencer wrote and Humberto Ramos drew. It was basically Spider-Man questioning himself of, is he a hero? Is he a killer? Did Kraven make him lose control? Did Kraven mess with his mind? Yes and no, but the whole story arc was wonderful, and it ended on a similar note to Kraven's Last Hunt. It gave a good finale for Kraven. Now, I'm spoiling the book a little bit, but I can say this. If you haven't read Nick Spencer's run on Spider-Man, read it. It's phenomenal. And it brings back Spider-Man to his basics. Basically, still dealing with his life, still dealing with his family, and also trying to be a better Spider-Man. Okay, now we're going to go to As Guardians of the Galaxy number 10, written by Cullen Bunn, art by Luca Maresca. Basically, this is a War of the Realms tie-in. You don't have to pick this up. This basically will be the last War of the Realms tie-in because this month is really going to end War of the Realms. We are already in issue 5. Issue 6 will come out later this month, and then we'll have the epilogue or / Omega issue. Basically, War of the Realms is basically Malekith brings an army of all the realms and takes to Earth. They take over Midgard. Thor is gone. He was gone. And he basically is the key to stopping the war. Now, War of the Realms is massive. It has like 23 tie-ins. I picked up most of them. This is a time you don't need to pick up, but I think next issue for As Guardians of the Galaxy will have a new story arc. But let's get into it. Angela will fight against the Queen of Heaven, who stole her life. These Guardians of the Galaxy will fight for Midgard in the Heaven-controlled Africa. Now, I've enjoyed As Guardians of the Galaxy. There has been a few misissues. I did like Throg after Come Back to Earth. This is a spoiler for War of the Realms. It's just a good little panel. He goes to Central Park. He sees his pond. He's like, my friends and family are dead. Throg lightning, and it's just awesome. Now, this book isn't really for everybody, but if you love the idea of just having a god team of misfits, basically, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, but with Asgardians in the team. It's a pretty fun book. You get Throg, you get Angela, but well, you can't get her now because spoiler, she's dead in the comic. But pretty fun, and you get Scourge as well. So you get a bunch of different characters in the book, characters you don't see in the films. So pick it up at your own will. But this is a War of the Realms time. You don't really have to pick it up. But we're going to go to the next book. Now, we're going to go to Batman and the Outsiders, #2, written by Brian Edward Hill, art by Dexter Soy. Sofia Barrera is on the run and is in the protection of the mysterious Caliber. Katana will push and question Black Lightning's leadership. Now, as I remember, this is next after this issue and next issue, it'll be the final issue for Batman Outsiders, because it was announced it was only going to be a 3-issue mini. It was supposed to come out in 2018 after Brian Edward Hill's run on Detective Comics. It was supposed to go Detective Comics to this, but something happened. It didn't. Whatever they were planning to align the DC comic world didn't really go to that storyline, so I had to push it ahead. It's pretty interesting. Batman's not in it as much. He's really like Black Lightning. Here, you take care of my team. I gotta do other stuff. I'm enjoying it as what it is. It's only gonna be a 3-issue arc, but if you're still interested, you can still pick up issue 1 at the comic book stores, and also issue 2. Pretty interesting. I like it. I like it so far. Caliber's kind of like a Cable-esque character. I think in the first issue we got revealed that he might be from the future. I don't remember because it's been a month, and I read so many comics, as you can tell as I'm reading out aloud. But yeah, pretty good. Pick it up if you want. We're gonna go to the Batman Who Laughs #6, written by Scott Snyder and art by Jock. Let me say this: this book was originally supposed to be 6 issues, but apparently they gave Scott Snyder an extra issue to do, which for the most part, I'm loving what Scott Snyder does with this world. I love that they're giving him like his world to play with and not just restricting him. But let's go to the synthesis, the plot. Will Batman be able to overcome the infection, or will he turn into his dark, twisted multiverse self? Or will he be able to outthink the Batman Who Laughs and stop his sinister plan? Basically, this issue will deal with Batman trying to stop him and not being overcome by the dark multiverse energy that he got infected with. Because if you remember the Batman Who Laughs, the one-shot for Dark Knight's Metal, it got revealed how the Batman Who Laughs who turned into him, how Batman Who Laughed, the Batman turned into the Batman Who Laughs was Joker. I think Batman snapped his neck. Joker released like a poison. Batman sucked it in, and he started going mad little by little. He killed Superman. He killed like a lot of the League members, and he got this new crazy look, which I think now, if you Google the Batman Who Laughs, you see that image pop out. It's been in conventions, it's a pop form, it's in art, it's phenomenal. And so far this book is just not really the Batman Who Laughs. Is what if Batman became the Batman Who Laughs and trying to stop being that? And it's on a road of like it's a road of self-discovery. That's how I see the book. It's very enjoyable. Pick it up if you must. It's not you don't have to pick it up. Is it going to jump in on point? No, because it's almost ending, and by the end of issue 7, you will get the trade. But if you're still on the hunt for Batman Who Laughs, go pick up issue 1. You should be able to find some in variant forms or reprints. Now, we're going to go to Catwoman #12, written by Jolie Jones and art by Fernando Blanco and Hugo Petrus. The empty void attracts all the bad guys in town, and Raina Creel has a plan to revive her son from the grave. Can Catwoman overcome her past to find her footing while defeating her foe? So far, this book has been really fun. The annual was really fun. I did enjoy the annual because it was a good whodunit mystery for Catwoman, and it was just one big story that couldn't be told in the main book, and I loved it. So far, Jolie Jones knows how to write Catwoman, and this is a Catwoman who, if you haven't read issue 50 of Batman, she left Bruce Wayne in the altar. They never got married. They were supposed to get married, but with the interference of Bane, she left, said, I'm gonna have to, discover who I'm myself. I'm not a bad guy, but I'm not a good guy. I'm in between, and I do my own thing, and it's really good. It's a study of Catwoman, of what she will do to protect herself and what she will do to protect her family and friends. And it's really fun. And I think this will be the final story arc for this issue. I think this next issue should be the new going on point. Pick it up if you must. But if Catwoman is your book, is your character, your favorite character, pick it up. Now we're going to go to Champions number 6, written by Jim Sub and art by Juanan Ramirez. The young heroes must help defend Earth from these creatures. Will they lose one of their own in this battle? Now, Champions number 6, I think last issue. This is a War of the Realms time, by the way. You don't need to pick it up. Next issue will be a fresh new story arc because we are still in the War of the Realms right now. Which is funny enough. Let me go on. Actually, Champions. Last issue, we got to meet an older Scott Summers who remembers his past as being on Scott Summers while being in the Champions, and they had Kamala and Scott had a good moment where like, if you've been with the X-Men, like we've been through crazy stuff. I don't need an explanation. I remember everything. We're friends, Kamala. We're friends. Friends help each other. And he also has a good moment like, to me, my champions, like Charles Xavier used to say, to me, my X-Men. So I did enjoy that. And Jim Zub is a pretty good writer. I love what he does with these characters. Is it a pickup? You don't have to pick it up if you're not reading War of the Realms. War of the Realms, you should have jumped on when it came out. But is it a must? No. But if you're reading Champions, you might want to pick it up. Now we're going to go to Detective Comics 1005 or 1005. It's written by Peter J. Tomasi, art by Brad Walker and Andrew Hennessy. And now the description is, will Batman be able to stop Arkham Knight's cult from Arkham Asylum? Will their power be too much to sweep Batman into madness? Now, this will be the final sword for the Arkham Knight. Now, so far, what they've done with the Arkham Knight is interesting because in the game, the Arkham Knight was Jason Todd. And this one, I'm happy they didn't do that again. Because this is an original character that Peter J. Tomasi created for the video game, and now he's introduced into his comic world. And so far, I'm enjoying what they're doing. And it's basically Batman's past haunting him, and it's basically what Batman did in his past that is coming along to him. And it's really weird because the Arkham Knight knows everything about Batman, like his armor, his strategies, how he used art. Well, how the Arkham Knight used the Arkham Asylum against Batman, basically, and made a whole cult under it. How cool is that? How come the Dark Knight never knew that? Now, this book is phenomenal. Oh, I say that to all the books Peter J. Tomasi writes. And it is a must Batman book at the moment. Because it's Batman at his, not weakest, but it's like himself. He feels like himself right now than he does in Tom King's Batman. I do enjoy Tom King's Batman, but not as much as Peter J. Tomasi. I love both companies, DC and Marvel, so very hard to choose like who I want. But yeah, Detective Comics, if you kept up, this is not a good jumping on point, but next issue will be. Now we're gonna go to an event book, basically Event Leviathan. It's number 1, written by Brian Michael Bendis and art by Alex Maleev. The reformed group Leviathan has destroyed its competition. Now it molds a new world order. Can the detectives of the DC Universe stop them? Basically, this is an event book. It's a 6-issue miniseries that's been teased upon in action. It had its own one-off issue for Superman Leviathan. Now, this team has been teased all over Action Comics for the last 5-6 issues, and this is basically they're coming. This is their like big charade. This party is like, we took everyone down. We took Spiral. We took Amanda Waller's team. I forgot what team she was in. And yeah, we took out General Lane. We took out the important people who helped defend the Earth. Now we're taking over. We know secrets. We know people. We have technology to hide their face and make you see who you want to see, or make you see someone else. This team is scary, basically. And it's bringing Batman, Green Arrow, and the Question into this team. Well, not into this team, but they will help investigate and stop this team. Will they stop? Actually, I'm pretty excited for this book because this is something I think Brian Michael Bendis can do well, because he's done it well in Action Comics. And I'd love the little mysteries, the hints we got for this book. Now, you might want to pick this up if you're interested in this Leviathan group, because in the comics originally, Talia al Ghul led the group, and as we learned in Action Comics 1011, we learned that she's not leading the team. It's someone else in a red mask. And let me say this, this guy knows a lot of information in the DC universe. He knows that Batgirl is Barbara Gordon. We know this because in the DC Year of the Villain 25-cent book we got for Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, this villain knows a lot more than he lets on. So am I excited for this? Yes, because I'm really enjoying what Brian Michael Bendis is doing. I'm not really onto his Superman at the moment, but it's slowly growing on me. Now we're going to go to Flash 72, written by Joshua Williamson and Williams and art by Howard Porter. The Flash gets defeated by the Turtle and must rethink on what a hero should do. Now, so far, this year one story is a 6-part story that Joshua Williams is doing, and this is retelling Flash's origins in a way that it's not different than what we saw in other versions, but it's like it's after he got struck by lightning, and this is what he's doing. Like, he's going through shoes, he's like studying, he's like, what if I get this tech, and what if I get this material, and what if I test this? So far, it's been pretty fun. It's on issue 3. There's 3 more issues. Luckily, this comes out every 2 weeks, but you can still pick up issue 1 and 2 at the comic book store. Now, it's fun. The art is really good, and it's a fun book, and it does tease on what the Flash might do at the end of the book, and also there's a couple Easter eggs you do get in the books of Barry, how he's inspired, and I recommend the book because Joshua Williams is a fun writer, and I've loved what he's done with the Flash so far. Now we're going to go to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 7, written by Tom Taylor and art by Ken Lashley. Aunt May reopens the Feast Center, but it gets attacked by Prowler. Can Spider-Man convince Hobie Brown to be good, or will he stay a criminal? Now, if you watch Spider-Verse, you're thinking Prowler, but isn't he Miles' uncle? Now, in the comics, multiple people have taken the Prowler mantle. Hobie Brown is the original Prowler in the comics. Now, Spider-Man did help reform him to be a hero, I believe, or not just, he basically Spider-Man, he didn't want to, basically they teamed up and they said, don't be a bad guy anymore. But I'm loving that they bring him back to the original Hobie Brown Prowler, because man, when I saw him in the Spider-Man, the animated series in 1996, I said, oh my god, that's actually pretty cool. Like, he has a cool suit, he has cool powers on it, yes. And so far, I'm really enjoying Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man so far. I think the first issue was really good. Second and third one was like, what? Like, what are you doing, Tom Taylor? And then issue 6 kind of brought me back, and also issue 5 brought me back. Like, you had a whole conclusion with the Under New York people. And so far, I'm enjoying it. And if you don't know what Feast is, basically in the comics and also in the video game of Spider-Man, Feast is an organization that helps the homeless, and homeless people stay there. They get fed, they get clothes, and it's a really cool concept. It gives also something for Aunt May to do in the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man book, also in the main Amazing Spider-Man book, because as we learned in the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man book, she has cancer. Now, people are fearing that we might get another, because of how Aunt May died in the original. Originally, Peter Parker made a deal with the devil and Mephisto to bring her back, and that also made Peter Parker's marriage erased. But hopefully they might kill her off. I just hope they don't, like, reverse it. Oh, no, she didn't have cancer. Get revenge. Like, I do feel like some characters need to die. But then again, Aunt May is the cornerstone of Peter Parker's life, and I think without her, he wouldn't function. But I'm really excited for number 7. So we're going to go to another War of the Realms tie-in, Giant Man number 3, written by Leah Williams and art by Marco Castello. Can Ant-Man, Giant Man, Goliath, and Atlas stop Moonstone's army of frost giants? Now, here's the thing. I'm enjoying the book. It's a little slow paced, and it has to finish this arc really quick because it's only 3 issues. And Moonstone was not mentioned at all in the first 2 issues. I'm really enjoying this, giant. It should have been called Giant Men, not Giant Man, because it would have been a cool adventure of seeing multiple giant men. And so far, this book is pretty interesting. You don't have to pick it up. It's really ending. You can pick up the trade. The trade will be cheaper. But so far, it's just them going across the Frost Giants and them just trying to, get info on saving Cassie and trying to help people get out of the city. I think that's how it's happening. But pick it up if you want, but it's not a good. I pick it up because War of the Realms, but you don't have to pick it up at all. Now we're gonna go to Hawkman number 13, written by Robert Venditti, fantastic writer. Also, man, is Hal Jordan and Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. My God, the 50 best issues of Green Lantern, and art by Will Conrad. Hawkman revisits his past life, a soldier in a cosmic war, is in an unbreakable cycle of being reborn to be a sympathetic warrior or given weapons to destroy his enemy. Now, this will come in question of, is Hawkman, because his past, is he sympathetic, or is he giving him motivation to just, I've been a hero this long, just putting these criminals in prisons aren't helping, let me just end their life. Now, let me say this, I doubt they will do that because Hawkman is a legacy character, and so far, I love what Robert Venditti is doing with his character, him exploring his past, bringing his past selves back to the story of the Warbringers. That was cool. And if they ended the book there, I think it would have been a fantastic finale. But they're still going, and let me say this, Robert Venditti, I love your writing, and I'm happy I met you at CTA2. Now we're going to go to one of my favorite Marvel books, top tier Marvel books, by the way, The Immortal Hulk number 19, written by Al Ewing and art by Joe Bennett. The fantastic team at Marvel right now, because my God, this Hulk book, it's scary, it's dark, it's second places to you don't think the Hulk would go, but it's like, yeah, it's like, my God, Hulk is doing this, and he's talking, he's smart, he's scary, he's scary, and he cannot die. Okay, let's go to the description. Something has been hunting Bruce Banner, and it's found him. It wears the face of a friend and the body of an enemy, and all it has in its core is hate and hunger. Now, the cover for this book doesn't reveal anything. Well, you see colors behind you, and then the picture of the enemy that Hulk is fighting currently. We learned last issue who it is, but my God, what Al Ewing and Joe Bennett do with these monster creations is so good. And if you're not reading Immortal Hulk, pick it up and trade. You can find it on Amazon. It's really good reads. And so far, I got a friend into it, and he said, nothing can be better than World War Hulk. And I said, read Immortal Hulk. And he's loved it ever since. So I highly recommend Immortal Hulk if you haven't kept up reading. And also, it's going for like its 5th printing for issue 5 and 2 and 3, which if you look at Immortal Hulk right now, it's going for a pretty dollar. It's getting expensive to get the original issue. Highly recommended, by the way. Immortal Hulk, get the book if you can. Now we're gonna go Justice. We're gonna go to Justice. I hate it when I stumble my words, but we're gonna go to Justice League Odyssey number 10, written by Dan Abnett, art by Danielle Sampere. The team is on a hunt to find Apocalyptian relics before Darkseid can get them, but the team must split up into pairs, and a growing distrust might doom them. Now, if I remember, so basically this is a space team. Now it has Cyborg, Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, Azrael, and Starfire. So far, I like what they're doing, but I feel like this book was supposed to come out earlier, but it came out super late, and now I do like that Darkseid's in the team. He's not really on the team, but he's like the enemy for the team. I feel like Darkseid is not the perfect villain at the moment for the Odyssey team. Maybe they could have gone someone lesser, maybe his nephew or his sons, someone, or his daughter. But so far, I do like what Dan Abnett's doing with the characters, giving them something to do, because they're right now at 9, the current Justice League team. And I wish... Actually, here's a good question. What happened to Simon Baz? That's my question. What happened to Simon Baz? Because he was there, and then he's been pushed to the side. That's my only question at the moment. But is it a good pickup at the moment? No, because still it's in the middle of a story arc at the moment. It's iffy, to be honest. It's iffy. Now we're going to go to Punisher number 12, written by Matthew Rosenberg and art by Simon Kurdansky. Frank and Baron Zemo fight, but Zemo's plans are revealed to be even more sinister. What will Frank do to stop him? Now, this book, oh my god, Matthew Rosenberg can write a good Punisher book, because my god, the things Frank do, oh my god, he's been tortured, he's in a prison, and he plans a prison escape in the book. I recommend this book, but this is the final story arc, I think, and you don't need to pick it up, but read the trade. You can pick up the trades at the moment. So far, it's been a fun ride, a fun book to read, because it's Punisher back to basics. He's like, I'm hunting villains, I'm in a prison, and I plan an escape. I took over a tank that wasn't mine. My god, this Punisher just does not care. And you know what? This is a spoiler for the book. Frank got tortured. Baron Zemo cut his skin up to resemble a Punisher logo right in his chest. So he has a permanent scar of a skull on his chest. That's really cool. And Punisher gets a question of his Catholic beliefs as well, because as you know, Frank was a Catholic before his family died. He doesn't have a belief anymore. So the priest the nun that's there kind of like nudges him like, God has a plan for you. Help us escape. So pretty fun book. Now we're gonna go to Silver Surfer Black #1, written by Donny Cates and art by Tradd Moore. The Silver Surfer got sucked into a black hole since Guardians of the Galaxy issue 1 or 2, and must fight for his soul in order not to lose himself to the void. Now this will kind of answer of how Silver Surfer got cosmic. He was dark. He didn't look like Silver Surfer as usual. He was like a star. He had black and he had stars all over his body. Like what was that Ben 10 alien that was I forget his name. But in other words, we'll get revealed how he got turned into that Silver Surfer Black. Because in Thanos Wins, we see that version of Silver Surfer, and it's written by Donny Cates. And so far, anything written by Donny Cates is really good. And he's writing Guardians of the Galaxy, Venom. He's writing this. He's also writing a Carnage event. The man is doing a lot, and so far, he's very creative. And let's say this is the first issue, so I think it's a must at the moment. Now we're going to go to one of my favorite Spider-Man books at the moment, right there next to Nick Spencer's Spider-Man Life Story #4, written by Chip Zdarsky and art by Mark Bagley. It's the 90s, and the Cold War is over. Peter returns home to a mad world. Now, so far, each issue takes a part of... the first issue was the 60s, second one was the 70s, third was the 80s, and this is the 90s. Now, this book basically ages Peter up per book. It takes 10 years after, the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And basically, it's making Peter older, slower. He even says in issue 3, like, I created the Venom symbiote so I could keep up, because I'm getting old. I can't keep up with these villains. I'm older. I have a family. I can't protect everybody. And I love that it's Peter Parker, like, questioning himself. And it's just fun. And basically, Peter's a warrior. He fought Secret War. He almost fought in a war. And he's fighting in the 90s, in the Cold War, apparently. And this Peter Parker is just getting lower and lower. I love it. Not saying that he needs to go lower, but it's like, they do give him hope at each issue. And so far, I do want to see what they do with his character. And it's only a 6-issue mini. I recommend getting the books. It's that good. We're going to go to Superior Spider-Man at the moment. Superior Spider-Man #7, written by Christoph Cage, art by Lan Medina. Otto Octavius recruits the West Coast Avengers to help him fight the Frost Giants who are causing chaos. Now, this is another War of the Realms tie-in. Now, I'm enjoying because I will enjoy this book because they will bring the West Coast Avengers to Otto Octavius. Knowing Otto Octavius, he will use them to a certain degree and then just leave them. Or maybe Otto has grown. I don't know. I do like this Otto who's like, I don't even know what a hero is meant to be. Like, I'm a calculating guy. I do statistics. I do things. I think of things. You give me a problem, I'll have a solution. You might not like the solution, but it's a solution. And I do like what they're doing with Otto Octavius because he's not a bad guy right now. He's trying to be a hero. He's trying to have morals. But everyone's saying, no, you're a bad guy. I don't believe you. Like, Otto Octavius is like, look, I'm trying to do good. You don't believe me. Let me help you. So far, you don't have to pick this up. I think the next issue will be another War of the Realms tie-in. And then after that, we'll have its own story arc. Now we're going to go to the next book. I think, yeah, I'm done with this page. So yeah, now we're going to go to 3 more books. Superman number 12, written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Ivan Reis. The House of El attacks Rogol Zar. General Zod, an army of alien warriors and assassins. Can Superman live up to his name once the truth of Krypton's destruction is revealed? Now, this book is the book that aged Superboy up to 15, 16. It's also, here's the thing about Superman right now. Brian Michael Bendis brings up ideas, but then doesn't go back on them. It's a little difficult, but so far it was a hard read in the very beginning, but it's slowly, like, yeah, okay, I'm enjoying a little bit more. Basically, this is a crossover with Supergirl at the moment. It's after the first issue, then this one, and then after this one, it'll pick up a new story arc. So far, it's been pretty interesting. We do get a beautiful war with Jor-El in the middle, like, I'm fighting. And then just Rogol Zaar just comes in, General Zod and more bad guys, and like, Superman's like, what's happening? Okay, let's come on, John, let's go fight with your grandpa. It's pretty fun. Pick it up if you want. Superman, it's okay for once. Now we're going to talk about another War of the Realms tie-in, and this is the final book from Marvel at the moment. This is the final book I'm getting from Marvel this week. Venom number 15, written by Colin Bunn, art by Alberto Jimenez, Albuquerque, and Iban Coelho. Eddie Brock will be overwhelmed when Malekith's war witches and their henchmen attack him, but can he keep his son safe? Can he keep his son alive? Basically, Eddie got a new suit because he wished it from a crystal, and he's fighting, I think, frost giants or dark elves. I think he was fighting dark elves, and it's okay. I do miss Donny Cates' writing at the moment, but he will be back after this issue, and it'll pick up a new story arc. War of the Realms, I'm enjoying it, but like, condense your tie-ins, Marvel, because goddamn, not everyone can buy all your books. I buy them because I'm stupid. I buy them because I'm stupid, but just condense your tie-ins. Make it like 5 times, like 3 or 4 times. Do what DC does. Have your books, then like 2 or 3 tie-ins, and that's it. We're gonna go to the final book pretty soon, so we're gonna go to the final book at the moment. And now we're gonna go to the final book, which will be Wonder Woman number 72, written by G. Willow Wilson, art by Tom Derenick and Jesus Marino. Wonder Woman is on the road to find the lost world of Themyscira, but the group she is traveling with might not survive the dangers ahead. Now, G. Willow Wilson's Wonder Woman it was a good first start, but then it got rocky right in the middle, and then the last few issues have been weird. It's like, what? Like a goddess who made everyone go on their pleasures, and Wonder Woman like, no, you gotta let people be people. They have to, have rules, because if not, there's no peace. And I think this book, this issue will, go back to Themyscira, and hopefully, because it was revealed like Themyscira was gone or like missing, and Wonder Woman couldn't find it anymore, and she was sad. I was like, yes. And then we got like mini stories like, no, Wonder Woman's not investigating this. I'm like, really? This is something Wonder Woman would like investigate passionately because it's her home. But we're gonna go to Road to Themyscira, and I'm really excited. And I think this is you could pick this up because it's a good pickable book at the moment for this week. That's all the comic news for this week. because the books will be released Wednesday, and as you know, I do release this podcast Wednesday. I released the podcast last week late because I was having computer troubles, but I got it uploaded. But hopefully this week it will be uploaded by its regular 10:30 in the morning. So we're going to go to movie news and TV news and all the geeky nerd stuff that happened this week. Benicio del Toro is rumored to play the main villain for the Suicide Squad movie. This Suicide Squad movie will be directed and written by James Gunn, who directed the first two Guardians films. And I'm really excited because I think Benicio del Toro can play fantastic villains. He did play an anti-hero in the Star Wars The Last Jedi. And he's done other films. I can't remember from the top of my head. He did Sicario, so I do remember that. And he did the first two Guardians of the film. He was a collector in the first Guardian film as well. So I'm really excited because Benicio del Toro is a really fantastic actor, and I think it all stretches his evil muscles. So I'm really excited for that. Now, here's the thing about movies. I love them. Get creative. Just don't get stupid with them. Here's a movie that nobody expected. A Magic 8 Ball movie is in the works at the moment. It's basically in this trend of board games being movies, like Truth or Dare or Ouija board and Battleship. Let me say this. I really don't want to watch an 8 Ball movie. If you don't know what an 8 Ball movie is, it's basically a Magic 8 Ball is basically an 8 ball that has liquid in it. You shake it, it has a thing that tells you your possible future. Now, here's the thing about that. What can you do with that movie? Tell me, Hollywood. Have you run out of ideas to just make a Magic 8 Ball movie? Why? Why is that a thing? Tell me, Hollywood. Why is that a thing? Yeah, movies can be absurd, but not this absurd. Next topic. Now, some leaks have been revealed for two films, The Joker and also Terminator. Those two films have had leaks. Now, I'm not going to talk about them, but I will say, like, I did hear them. I did watch the videos of people that made them. I did read them. Let me say this. Read them at your own request and will, but basically some of the stuff I did predict for the Joker film did happen. I didn't say it on camera, but I did talk to a couple of friends. I'm like, yeah, like this Joker film is going to be this. Now, Terminator, I did not expect the rumors to be, like, what? Like, what are you doing to your character, James Cameron? That's all I got to say. Will I see the Joker film? Yes. Will I see the Terminator film? That's a big if, man. That's a big if. Because, my God, that CGI work needs more refining. And also, I got disappointed twice by two Terminator films. I cannot be disappointed again. But that's all I gotta say this. You could look them up at your own request, but I recommend not if you don't want to get spoiled for films. Just letting you know. Let's see. Jessica Jones Season 3. A trailer got released. And two trailers got released. The one with Kristen Ritter, where she's directing an episode, and also the full trailer. But basically, what I'm going to be talking about is Trish is going to get a proto-Hellcat suit. Well, she's going to be fighting crime as well. So we are going to get hints of Trish will become a superhero, because the last season she was using a drug to get stronger, but then she got sick, and then she got injected with something, and it made her reflexes at the end of season 2 more stronger. She was more agile, and we did get a hint of her Hellcat persona. Now, in the show, she was a Hellcat, I think, when she was younger. So she will take the adult persona for Hellcat. So I'm excited for Jessica Jones Season 3. It will come out June 14th. It will be this Friday. Please tell me if you're excited for Jessica Jones, because I am. Really excited for Jessica Jones. I loved the first season. The second season was like a little weak. I did love some of the stories arcs. I did love the Jessica Jones and Mom, but I didn't like what Trish did. Trish did not feel like Trish, and Jessica Jones got like a little bit more emotional. You got to know her a little bit more. But yeah, we're going to move on right now. Spawn will appear in Mortal Kombat 11 and will be voiced by Keith David. Now, let me say this. Mortal Kombat is probably one of the greatest game series ever, and also it's on 11. And Keith David, if you don't know who Keith David is, let me say this: have you watched Gargoyles? Gargoyles. Now, do you remember Goliath? Yes, if you do remember Goliath, that's him. Keith David voiced Goliath because, my God, he knows how to voice characters. Let me say this: Disney has Gargoyles. Make that, Disney. Make that movie. Make Gargoyles because, my God, I would love a live action movie of Gargoyles. Give it to Jordan Peele. I think he'll do a fantastic film for Gargoyles, because my God, you could do that. You've done Lion King already. You've done Aladdin. You've done Dumbo. Give me a Gargoyles film. Gargoyles. God, I love that show. Oh, that was one of the best animated shows ever. Man, I love Gargoyles. The animation was crisp at the time. The stories were dark, but they had emotion. They had dark. They had people, real people. And let me say this: I'm really excited for Keith David because, my God, he has a fantastic voice. Just his voice presence, just fantastic. And he also voiced Spawn in the Spawn animated show, so it's always good to have a voice actor back for a role. Oh my God, who didn't see this coming? Oh boy, Dark Phoenix has been hit with bad reviews, and the director and writer has messed up the Dark Phoenix arc once again. Simon Kinberg. Let me say this: I didn't see the film. I knew it was going to be bad. It's basically the X-Men: The Last Stand once again, because let me say this: Simon Kinberg wrote X-Men: The Last Stand. He also wrote this and directed Dark Phoenix. I'm like, once I saw that, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, yeah, like we're gonna do a proper Phoenix. So I'm like, oh no. And then a poster popped up with Jean Grey with her like red suit. I'm like, oh no. Like, no, she's wearing the same costume from the X-Men: The Last Stand. I'm like, no. And then it was supposed to come out last year. It was supposed to come out this February. And then it got moved to June. I'm like, it had like reshoots. I had to reshoot the whole third act apparently. I'm like, what? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's going to bomb. It took way too long to... It was supposed to come out last year, if I remember. No, it was supposed to come out 2018. Yeah, because the Apocalypse came out in 2016. And then this movie was supposed to come out in 2018, but it got delayed because they were doing reshoots. Let me say this. I'm happy I did not see that movie. But, like, I do give credit to all the cast members. Like, I bet you tried your best, but like... I'm sorry, Simon Kinberg, you cannot... someone get him away from like writing. Well, I mean, Disney owns now X-Men, so someone proper will write that. Because here's the thing about the Dark Phoenix, a little bit of a tangent. It's a slow build-up villain. You can't have it introduced here and then done here. It has to be done slowly. I did like what Bryan Singer did in the X-Men 2, like slowly building up the Phoenix, but then he left to do Superman, and then they had a different director for X-Men: Last Stand and a different writer. I think Robert Comics Explained said it better. Like, you have to do it like you have to build up, because here's the thing: Jean Grey in the comics was built up to be the Phoenix. She was a bad guy for a while, then the Phoenix left, if I remember, or Jean Grey died. Ooh, Jean Grey died. Because the Dark Phoenix cannot be one and done. And here's the thing: you ruin your own continuity, Simon Kinberg. From Apocalypse, she already had the Phoenix. And then this one, she encounters the Phoenix once again. You cannot rewrite your own timeline. You already rebooted that timeline. How do you mess up? How? Tell me, Simon Kinberg, how do you mess up your own timeline? Because you helped write Apocalypse. I know that for a fact. How do you mess up your own timeline? Jesus Christ. You cannot mess up your own time. You wrote that film. You wrote this one. You wrote Dark Phoenix. You could have just popped the Apocalypse, watch it, and like, okay, let me write the story from here on in. She goes to space, and she gets sick. She gets in a coma. Then 6 months later, the Phoenix comes alive. Something like that. Not just, I hit with rays and then I'm a Phoenix. Power. I'm evil. I have the red jacket again. No. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to be bad. I think most of the internet knew it was going to be bad. I saw the first trailer, I'm like, ooh. I'm like, oh, no. Yeah, no. No. But, yeah, we'll continue Dark Phoenix in a bit at the final story. We're going to the plot twist, which kind of like shocked us. Now, this comic will sell. It will sell out. I know this. I should have got a copy of it, to be honest. I should. My brother used to collect the Walking Dead comics, and he told me to stop. But, yeah. Let's go to spoiler territory for comics. The Walking Dead, issue 192, has spoilers. Once again, spoilers. The death of Rick Grimes. Yeah, he got shot by Carl. Now, in the comics, Carl's still alive, but in the TV show, he's dead. Yeah, Rick is dead. He got turned into a walker, and he's dead now. Yeah, just letting you know that. So, even the writer said, Robert Kirkman, like, yeah, this was Rick's story to a certain point. We all, from the beginning, he did say, like, Rick was not going to live forever. He was eventually going to die. Everyone's going to die in that book. But it's like, wow, you could have made it to 200 and then just finish it. Because there is a big rumor that Walking Dead, I think one of the longest running comic books right now, creator owned at the moment, it's been running more than 10 years. 10 plus years. Now, Walking Dead comes out every month. It's going to hit 200, and that's probably going to end its run. Unless they continue, and then I'll be like, oh, wow. You killed Rick. Carl's gonna die. He's already missing an eye, so I don't know. Am I sad Rick's dead? I mean, I'm kind of done with Walking Dead at the moment. The TV show, I'm not excited anymore, to be honest. I like once they ruined season 7. No, season 7. Yeah, season 7 I think was a little weak. A lot of talking. I don't watch season 8. I think it's on season 9. I think. So I'm kind of burnt out on Walking Dead at the moment. So yeah, just letting you know, Rick's dead in the comics. So now people can't be like, but you can't kill Rick. He's still alive in the comics. Well, he's dead now. So a little bit of sad news right now in our next segment. Deadly Class and Happy have been canceled, and it's being shopped around for new homes. Now, when I say being shopped around for new homes, basically the network who owns the rights for that shows, gives it options to other like networks like CW, Fox, NBC, HBO, and all those other shows. Sci-Fi did cancel these shows. Deadly Class was only 1 season. Also, Sci-Fi's Happy was 2 seasons, and I did love it. Actually, I'm watching it on Netflix at the moment. Let's just say this. I love Christopher Meloni. I do miss him in Law & Order SVU. Come back to Law & Order SVU. I miss it, Christopher Meloni. Deadly Class, I didn't watch it. I was planning to watch it. It has a comic book. It had a comic book. It has a comic book run. It had that free comic book day issue. Happy. I did enjoy it. It's crazy fun. It's crazy animated fun. I don't want to give the shows too much. Just I think on YouTube you can still watch the first episode for free for Happy, and I think also the Russo brothers produced the Deadly Class show. Let me say this: those shows. I'm sad that they're canceled, but I really hope that they find homes. So we're gonna go to the next segment. Wow, I think this is the second year they've missed, or this is their first year. WB Warner Brothers will not appear in San Diego Comic-Con this year. Now, the only thing they'll have present, or the only panel that they'll have, is for It Chapter 2, but like stuff like Wonder Woman Wonder Woman 84, Harley Quinn, and the what is it? The Harley Quinn film. What's it called? Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, and then the Joker also will not be there, which is weird because your 3 big movies are coming out. You're not gonna produce them as the San Diego Comic-Con, which is weird because not weird because a lot of companies are trying to create their own conventions and like trying to amp up their own shows. As with Marvel last year, they didn't have a panel for SDCC, and this year, WB like we're stepping away. We're gonna just have our own thing. We're gonna have our own convention. Because remember, Marvel is owned by Disney, so they have the D3 convention or the D3 Expo. So they already have money. Plus, it's Disney. Anything almost Disney earns money back. I say almost anything Disney. But here's the thing about WB. They're on a good track right now with Shazam and Aquaman. I'm like, oh, Aquaman was pretty good. I did enjoy it. It was fast-paced action, but pretty good. It's just sad to see that they don't want to appear in conventions because that's where you get your bread and butter, or like to get hyped up. Of course, these films will be hyped up, but it's just, more people want to be hyped up. But yeah, they won't appear. And speaking of DC and Wonder Woman 84 got a colorful poster and a new costume. So I'm really excited for Wonder Woman 84. I'm really excited what they're going to do because I know Steve Trevor's coming back even though he died in World War One. So that'll explain how, we'll have an explanation how he'll come back. And also we're going to get Cheetah, which is like, yes, Cheetah, yes. I like action Cheetah. Even though it's going to be from that comedian that she's mostly known for comedians. And I don't think I've seen her in anything serious. I can't think of her name at the moment. But yeah, I'm really excited for Wonder Woman. I want to see Wonder Woman 84 because I did enjoy the first film. I think the third act was not the best because I'm really tired of the CGI villain. Here's the thing. Thanos was CGI. Yes, I know that. But his CGI was flawless. He felt like a real human. Wonder Woman was like, no, let me fight a dark, big CGI monster and just have shadows and stuff. That was one of the complaints. I did love the buildup of her hero, like how she got her morals, how she basically we see her in BVS, Batman v Superman, basically. But Wonder Woman 84, I'm really excited. And Joker, I'm not really excited for Harley Quinn and the Black Siren. Is it Black Sirens? Is it Black Sirens? Birds of Prey. It's the Birds of Prey. There we go. Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. I think that's what the title is called. I heard it's going to be rated R, but I'm not sure. And it's not going to show a lot of Harley skin because Margot Robbie said it's going to be more mature, which I'm like, yeah, I mean, Harley Quinn has been eye candy for years, but like Suicide Squad made her like super eye candy. Here's the thing. Parents let their kids dress up as Harley Quinn. Like, Harley Quinn is not a hero you should look up to. She's an abused person. Jesus Christ. And you're letting kids wear like the Harley Quinn chokers and I Love Puddin'. Now I'm like, why are you dressing up your kids as Harley Quinn? Don't do that. Dress them up as Wonder Woman, but not. There's Wonder Woman with pants. Like, don't dress up kids as that. Jesus Christ. I'm like, no. But I'm iffy on that. I do want to see the trailer. So, yeah. Here's a little thing. Swamp Thing has been canceled. And rumor is CW or HBO might pick up the show. And let me say this. Swamp Thing is basically a character who is the entity of the Green. They help defend Green, basically. Basically, they protect the swamp that help protect the Green. It's a whole weird thing, but the show was presented as a scary hero. It's a really good show. I did enjoy the first episode because, my God, the prosthetics that they use, the CGI, the stuff they do is scary. It has scary moments, and it's done wonderful. And I did see the second episode. And the second episode, yeah, they do things where like, oh my God, this is really good. And then I heard it got canceled. I'm like, why it got canceled? And one of the sources I'm hearing is that they didn't get their tax break. They didn't get the tax break that they were looking for. That's why it got canceled. And this got people worried like the DC streaming service is going to get canceled. We're not going to get like Young Justice anymore. We're not going to get Titan Season 2, Doom Patrol Season 2, and their Stargirl. And like, and they had to announce like, yeah, we still had those projects on. It's just Swamp Thing we had to cancel because, you know, we lost major money. Story-wise, they lost major money. But it's like, yeah, just call the same, just get your money because you had a signed contract. unless something messed up, someone messed up. But yeah, it's sad to see Swamp Thing canceled, and its first season it only had one episode, and then it got canceled, and then episode 2 came out. Here's the thing: if you cancel a show that early, people are not gonna get hyped up. I'm still gonna watch Swamp Thing. I'm still gonna watch it, and it'll give something to talk to. I'll have stuff to talk about TV shows. I do want to talk about Arrow, Supergirl, Legends, Flash, and all the other DC shows at the moment, but I will create an episode for them. This will be not a podcast, but I'll talk about like finales for all those shows for the summer because we're not gonna have shows at the moment. But yeah, like Warner Bros. Like, really? Really? It has critical praise. Even James Wan, who helped produce the show, was like, well, I don't even know why it was canceled. And he's the guy who directed Aquaman. Like, Jesus, man, what are you doing, WB? Fix your stuff. In other news, we're gonna get a video game movie. Uncharted movie gets a December 18, 2020 release date, and Tom Holland will play a young Nathan Drake. Now, I think a while back, this was the thing that Tom Holland was already cast for that a while back, but then they, shelved the movie. Now they're bringing it back because I don't know why, but they should have done this film already, right when Uncharted was very popular. I think we haven't had an Uncharted game in a while, but let me say this: I will see the film. I'm excited because there was a short by Nathan Fillion that he played Nathan Drake. It was like a 10-15 minute video. You could look it up on YouTube. The Uncharted movie with Nathan Fillion. It was a really good short film. I did enjoy it. And Nathan Fillion, oh my God, you could cast him in anything. He's just phenomenal. Nathan Fillion is a fantastic human being. But let's go to the other news. Lucifer has been renewed for its 5th and final season. Now, Lucifer is basically a show of Lucifer, leaving hell, going to Los Angeles and trying to live a life. He's like, I don't want to be responsible for hell anymore. Like, I'm tired of everyone like bad calling my name. Like, I just want to live. I just want to party. I just want to do stuff. And basically, season 4 like took Lucifer like a darker tone. And oh my God, Lucifer season 4 was really good because it was only 10 episodes, and they could do a lot with 10 episodes. They could give a lot of character progression for Lucifer, and they did. And he had to have an emotional goodbye to Chloe. If you haven't seen Lucifer season 4, my God, you have 4 seasons to catch up. It's a really good show. And spoilers, at the end of season 4, he had to say goodbye to Chloe. He's like, Chloe, I have to do this. If I don't, we're going to get attacked by demons all the time. I can't I can't hold them back. They'll escape no matter what. I have to go back to hell. And when he said that, he did it selflessly. He fell back, sprouted his angel wings, because during the season he was scared of his devil wings. Like, he didn't want to be this bad guy, but he turned into a bad guy. And at the end of the season, it's like the white feathered angel wings. I'm like, oh my God! And he went to hell. He's standing in his throne. He's like, what a sad look. He's like, I have to be his ruler again. But it's like, how the heck? Like, if they ended the show right there, I would have been like, okay, that would have been fine. But we're getting to season 5, and I hit the mic. Sorry. We're gonna get to season 5. I'm like, I don't know where they're going to take this character, but I'm going to enjoy the ride. So I'm really excited, and I'm really sad this show is ending. But I think when shows end on its own note, I think it's better than just being canceled. And other news, John Cena joins the cast for Fast and Furious #9. To be honest, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is not going to be in any more Fast and Furious sequels. He will have his own. I mean, he's having his own spinoff with Jason Statham, Luke and Hobbs, I think. Yeah, Hobbs and something. A spinoff basically. But since Vin Diesel and Dwayne The Rock Johnson have beef, and I'm guessing they won't, let it go. They had to bring someone else with big guns and who could take up the mantle of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So far, John Cena, I think he did pretty good in Bumblebee, so I'm really excited what they're going to do for Fast 9. Here's a little bit of news that I think We knew that the X-Men and Fantastic Four were originally going to have a crossover, but they were going to have a version of Civil War. It almost happened too when Fox had the rights for Fantastic Four. I think after the Fantastic Four film, they were supposed to have a sequel after Days of Future Past. They were supposed to have a sequel where the X-Men fight the Fantastic Four, and it never happened. I'm like, I kind of want to see that film, but then again, I'm like, the Fantastic Four was not that good. It felt like one long movie with no middle. It's just beginning, end, beginning, end. That's how I felt for the film. But that would have been interesting to see a version of Fantastic Four versus X-Men Civil War. I think that would have been pretty cool. But it's a movie we'll never see. So let's go to the next news. G.I. Joe spin-off Snake Eyes will be getting an October 16th, 2020 release date. Now, Snake Eyes was really the only cool guy in all the G.I. Joe films. Snake Eyes is a ninja who does not speak at all. And Ray Park has played that character for 2 films, and he's done other films as well. He played Darth Maul in Star Wars 1, and he did Toad in X-Men. Now, Ray Park is a wonderful guy. I think he should get more roles in Hollywood. But I believe that hopefully they could bring him back, because you can stick anyone, but Ray Park is a fan of the G.I. Joe. I remember this because they asked for his advice, and he knows how the characters are. So I would love to see a Snake Eyes film, but it's maybe gonna get made. I doubt it, because again, movies get release dates, they get promotion, and then they might not always happen. But a Snake Eyes film, maybe. Now we're gonna talk about Godzilla versus King Kong. Might get moved release dates after Godzilla King of the Monsters underperformed. Now, we do know that it did underperform because it didn't make more money than its sequel, and it did drop money on its second week. Now, I think that's smart, because you can't have film after film being released, because if you have one film fail and the second one might fail, because I think the same people who are doing Godzilla King of the Monsters did the Godzilla vs. King Kong. I'm still excited for Godzilla vs. King Kong, but yeah, you need to take time with that, because you can't ruin 2 films because you've already done that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be the guy like, okay, I missed a sequel. If I do good on the third one, yay. But if you fail, you'll be known as a guy who you ruined the Godzilla franchise. So yeah, I'm still excited to see Godzilla vs. King Kong. Come on, it's a giant ape versus a kind of giant lizard god. Well, no, like a crocodile god, basically. But yeah. In other news, Loki concept art has been revealed for Disney Plus streaming service. Basically, we do see Loki walking in New York. It's just art at the moment, but they did present it. Now, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus will have The Simpsons, because now Disney owns The Simpsons now. So they will be on Disney Plus. And the whole Star Wars franchise will be there. New Star Wars TV shows, Marvel shows, MCU movies, Disney movies that have been locked up in the Disney Vault will be all in that app. And also, the app will cost $6.99, and it will come out November 12th in America. So far, I don't think anywhere. I think everywhere else is getting it on November 12th, if not at a later date by 2020, early 2020. But Disney Plus, I'm getting that streaming service because, oh my God, the original content, and also all of the Disney movies. So yeah, Ghostbusters sequels will have the original cast, and it's aiming for a July 10, 2020. I think a Ghostbusters original sequel with original cast, I think will be good, because then you can actually have a proper send off, or no, not a send off, a proper you could give this mantle to the other characters who will appear in the other films, and hopefully have sequels. Because as much as Ghostbusters, the 2016, the all-female lead one was, it was okay. You weren't gonna win if you loved it or hated that film, but it was okay. It wasn't the best. They could have done better. A lot of people predicted the jokes in that film. A lot of people predicted how the film was gonna end, and I think this guy will do a good job. I think. And we did get a trailer for Ghostbusters a while back, so I'm excited. Basically, two more things before end the podcast. Now, Men in Black International comes out June 14th. It has Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson back in their comedic duo. Now, they were a good comedic duo in Thor Ragnarok, and I can't wait for their duo in Men in Black International. I'm really excited for this film. And also, we're going to talk the last thing. Box office has been revealed. Life of Pets has earned 47 million. Dark Phoenix has earned 33 million. Aladdin has earned 24 million, and Godzilla 2 has earned 15 million, and Rockman earned 14 million. Now, Dark Phoenix bombed basically, and Life of Pets earned its money. I give it that. It's a cartoon movie about pets, a sequel to Life of Pets 1. So, yeah. That's it. That's all the news I will talk about this week. And basically, you can find this podcast on youtube.com/arandomnerd, or you could look up Tales from a Nerd podcast on YouTube. Now, I have been your host, arandomnerd/Kevin. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I will put those handles in the description box below. I hope you have a wonderful day and take care of this. I know this episode was a little bit longer than usual, but there was a lot of stuff to talk about this week, and I didn't get to most topics because E3 just happened. So most likely next week will be more or less. I don't know. We'll see. See you guys.